In the high-stakes world of AI, the rivalry between Elon Musk and OpenAI is pretty legendary. But what if I told you that a single three-word phrase from an AI model just cut through all that noise in a way nobody, and I mean nobody, saw coming?
Okay, so let's dive right in with a moment that made pretty much everyone in the tech world do a double take. We're talking about a moment of praise that came from the most unlikely source imaginable.
Yep, you heard that right. Elon Musk, who is probably OpenAI's most vocal and consistent critic, called their new model impressive. Just that one word. But coming from him, that's a massive deal. So what on earth could an AI have done to earn that kind of rare compliment? Well, to really get it, first you need to understand the rivalry. See, this isn't just some friendly business competition. We're talking about a heated, sometimes personal feud between two of the biggest names in tech. And that's exactly what makes that one little word of praise so shocking. So on one side, you've got Elon Musk with his company xAI and their model Grok. And on the other, you've got Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, with their world-famous ChatGPT. Musk has been relentlessly critical of OpenAI's direction, and just recently, he was claiming his own model was still one of the best. This is a head-to-head battle for the future of AI, plain and simple. Now, before we get to the big reveal, we need to talk about the elephant in the room for all of these AI companies, this nagging problem they call AI hallucination. We've all been there, right? You ask an AI a question and it gives you this beautifully written, super confident sounding answer that is completely and totally wrong. That phenomenon is known as hallucination, and it is the #1 thing standing in the way of us actually trusting these incredibly powerful tools. Think of it like this. It's that friend we all have who would much rather just invent a fact on the spot than ever admit they just don't know? It might be kind of charming in a person, but for a tool we need to rely on for information, it's a fundamental flaw. It just breaks all trust. And this brings us right back to that impressive moment. The moment OpenAI's new model did something radically different when it was faced with a really tough question. There it is. In response to a tricky question, after thinking for about 34 seconds, the brand new GPT-5 simply said, "I don't know." It didn't make something up. It didn't guess. It just admitted its own limitations. And here's the crucial point. This is not a bug. It's not a failure. This is a feature. It's a huge leap forward. Think about it. We trust human experts more when they're willing to say what they don't know. Well, an AI that can do the same thing instantly becomes way more reliable and trustworthy. But okay, before we declare this whole problem solved, we've got to have a little reality check. OpenAI has made some huge strides here, but this hallucination problem, it's not completely gone. Because, according to reports, even with these incredible improvements, the model still fabricates information in about 10% of cases. Now, that's a huge reduction for sure, but it's not zero. And seeing it like this really puts things in perspective. I mean, that huge 90% chunk, that is a massive win for reliability. But that 10% slice is a pretty stark reminder that we're still in the trust but verify stage with these things. And hey, OpenAI is being really upfront about this. Nick Turley, the head of ChatGPT, said it himself. Until these models are provably better than human experts in every single area, we should probably treat them as a powerful second opinion, not as the absolute source of truth. So let's pull back and look at the bigger picture. Why does this one little I don't know moment and one impressive tweet actually matter so much for the future of all of this? Well, this signals a major shift in the entire industry. The race isn't just about what an AI can do anymore, it's about how reliable it is. Honesty is becoming the new killer feature. An AI that admits its limits acts more like a real expert and less like some flawed fortune teller. And ultimately, this moment sets a new, more trustworthy standard for every single AI model that comes next. So this leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. As we move forward, will the ability of an AI to simply say, "I don't know," actually become more valuable than all the amazing things it does know? That honesty just might be the real key to unlocking its true potential.